Hello everyone, I Dr. R.C. Tripathi, Department of MCA, Technia Institute of Advanced Studies. Today I am going to deliver a talk on the topic software testing. Friends, before I begin, I would like to define what is software testing. Friends, software testing is the process of finding the error in any software. We find the errors by using the testers. It is basically the job of tester to find the errors. Friends, testing is executing a system in order to identify any gaps, errors or missing requirements in contrary to the actual requirements. Next important point is who does testing. Friends, in the IT industry, large companies have a team with the responsibilities to evaluate the developed software in context of the given requirement. Moreover, developers also conduct testing in which they find errors. And if a testing is done by the developer, then that testing is known as unit testing. Friends, in most of the cases, we have following types of professionals for testing any software. The designation of people in software industry for testing is given as under. There are software testers, software developers, project lead managers, and end users. Friends, different companies have different designations for people who test the software on the basis of their experience and knowledge, such as software tester, software quality assurance engineer, quality analyst, etc. Now, next definition is when to start testing. An early start to testing reduces the cost and time to rework and produce error-free software that is delivered to the client. However, in software development life cycle, testing can be started from the requirements gathering continued till the development of the software. It also depends on the development model that is being used while software is being developed. For example, in the waterfall model, formal testing is conducted in testing the phase, but in the empirical model, testing is performed at the end of the every level and whole application is tested at the end. Testing is done in different form at different phases of software development life cycle. During the requirement gathering phase, the analysis and verification of requirements are also considered as testing. Reviewing the design in the design phase with the intent to improve the design is also considered as testing. Testing performed by a developer on the completion of the code is also categorized as testing. Now, friends, the next important point in the software testing is when to stop testing. Now, friends, software testers are there and they have a time to start the testing as well as a time to complete the testing. The testing of any software is done on the basis of following criteria. Criteria number 1 says that if some testing deadlines are given, then testers follow deadlines. If that is not given, then they end the testing of the software when the all test cases are executed. Otherwise, they go for functional testing and then they test the codes of the software. Friends, another criteria to find that when to stop the testing of a software is that bug rate. If bug rate follows a certain level, then also we stop testing. And the final deadline is basically given by the management. If the decision of the management is that we do not need to further test the software, then at that moment testers stop testing. Friends, now I would like to discuss something about verification and validation. Friends, verification and validations, they are very important points in software testing. The term verification means, are we building the product right? In other words, we can say that software must conform to its specification, and if it is fulfilling the requirement, then we can say that it is a verification. Now friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of validation. Validation means, are you building the right product? If product you are developing which is right, then it is called validation. Friends, now let us try to understand what is the difference between testing and debugging. Friends, testing and debugging both are two things. The main difference between testing and debugging is, in testing we test the software only to find out the errors, but in debugging we fix the errors by using the developers. There are two distinct processes, and debugging involves formulating a hypothesis about program behavior and then testing this hypothesis to find the errors. Now, I would like to now discuss another point, that is software test plan components. Friends, in software test plan components, we try to find out what are the components for testing any software. The components for testing a software, they are: number one, before we start testing of any software, we will carefully plan that the software which we have to test is the most better software and it follows the right path. Second point of testing is that planning should start early in the development process. Next point of software testing component is testing process. Friends, in testing process, we try to find out what processes do we follow while we start testing till the end of the software testing. Now friends, we are discussing components of software testing. The next component in software testing is items tested. In item tested, we make a list that what are the items, what are the components which we have to test. Components may be module of a software, components may be the part of software. The next point is testing schedule. In testing schedule, what we do, we first of all make a schedule that at what time, what test we have to follow. On day 1, what test we will do, and on day 2, what test we will do. So testing schedule means making a proper schedule from beginning to end of the testing. Now next one is test recording procedure. Friends, in test recording procedure, we note down what are the procedures, what are the models to which we are following for testing the software. There are various software testing models. Which model we are following, that is noted down, that is properly defined. Next point in software testing is hardware and software requirements. In hardware and software requirements, we properly mention that to run a particular software, what type of hardware is required and what type of software is required. For example, in graphics software testing, we need graphical cards, but in normals, we don't require graphic cards. Next one is testing constraints. Friends, when we are testing any software, then there are some constraints also, and we cannot move beyond the constraints because constraints are limit and we have to do the testing within that limit only. We can't cross that limit. Now friends, let's try to understand another topic, and another topic is software inspection. Friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of software inspection and why we do the inspection of any software. Friends, inspection means checking. Before we start testing of any software, we first of all do inspection of that software. Now, in software inspection, we have expert people, and these people examine the source code of the software, and also they examine what are the anomalies and what are the defects in software. And second point, they find out that the software is meeting the requirement of the customer or it is not fulfilling the requirements of the customer. Next one which we do consider in software inspection is that we try to find out what type of documents we require, what type of model we require, what type of test data we require, and what type of test cases we have to form for testing the software. Next one, friends, in software testing is inspection success. Friends, the success of any phase depends upon team of the testing, and if the testing team effectively uses the tools for testing the software, then inspection process becomes successful. It is also possible to discover several defects in a single inspection. It is also possible that in testing, one defect may in fact mask another. Friends, one defect masks another. This meaning is that if you remove one error, maybe by removing one error, it may have several more errors. So when we remove one error, we try to find out what are the next errors which are linked by removing this error, and this is known as masking the error. Next point in software testing is program inspections. And friends, in program inspection, we formalize the approach to which we have to follow in reviewing the documents. Now, the focus is on defect detection, not defect correction. Friends, defect detection means we just try to find out what are the defects and how to detect these defects. But we do not concern here about how to correct them. Next definition in software inspection is define uncovered logic errors, coding errors, or non-compliance with the development standards. So we try to find out what are these types of errors. If there are logical errors, if there are coding errors, and if there are some other errors, we try to note down them, and then at the time of testing, we try to remove them. Next one, friends, is inspection preconditions. Friends, when we do inspect, we have laid down some conditions, and these conditions are known as inspection preconditions. Precondition means before starting any testing, we note down these conditions, and these conditions are known as inspection preconditions. These are, number one, a precise specification must be available before we start the testing. Next point is team members must be familiar with the organization standards. The meaning of this is that while we are going to test the software developed by any organization, the team members must know that what is the structure of the organization and from where they have to collect the data to test the data. Next point is our representations must be correct and their syntax must be correct. So if there is some syntax error in any program, then what we do, we remove that syntax error. And next one is an error checklist must be prepared in advance. This means that whatever errors are there, we have to make a checklist, and on the basis of checklist, we have to remove them. For example, if we have a checklist and that checklist contains 10 components, so first we will do remove one then we cross that, then we go for next checklist and so on. And this one is known as removing the errors by making a checklist. And the last point is that management must buy into the fact that inspection will increase the early development cost. Friends, the meaning of this is that when we are going to inspect any software, then we need a testing team, and when we involve testing team, then it has a cost and we have to bear the cost. More the inspection we have, more the cost will increase. Friends, in the inspection, we can't use and we can't evaluate the staff performance. The role of software tester is to find the errors in the software, but not to find the problem with the staff which is working in the organization. This is not the scope of any software testing team. The staff testing is done by the management of that organization. Friends, next one is inspection procedure. So friends, let us try to understand what is the procedure, what are the rules which we follow during the inspection. In inspection procedure, system overview presented to this inspection team, code and associated documents are also distributed to the team in advance. Now, if there are some errors and which are discovered during the inspection, they are also recorded on a notepad, and then the product which we are going to test, that product we have to see, and if there are some modifications in that software or we have to do some repairs, we do the repair in that software. And friends, last but not the least, that once we have done inspection, maybe we have to revisit, we have to re-see that software, and this is known as re-inspection. And re-inspection, basically in that we have to send our team, and when we send our team, then it naturally has a cost which is bear by the organization. Now friends, let's try to understand next topic, that is inspection team. Inspection team means who are the people who will be in the team. Friends, generally in testing a software, we make a team, and in that team there are 4 types of members. Member number 1 is known as product author. Now let us try to understand what is the role of product author, that is, who is product author. Friends, product author is a man who writes codes about the program, who writes syntax of the program, and he is one of the member of inspection team. Next one is inspector. Now friends, the second member of inspection team is inspector. Now let us try to understand what is the role of inspector. The main name says that the person who inspects is inspector. The role of inspector is to look for errors, to look for omissions, and if there are some inconsistencies in writing the codes of the software, he has to look that one also. Now third member is reader. Friends, let us try to understand the role of reader. The role of reader in software development team is that it reads the codes to the entire team. Reader reads the code, and then reader explains these code to his team, and if there is some guidelines required, then reader also gives them guidelines. And the last member, that is fourth member in the team, is moderator. Friends, the name moderator means a person who chairs meetings and records errors which are covered, which are uncovered during the inspection. So the role of moderator is very important. Moderator is a person who is having a lot of experience and who leads the team. Friends, next one topic in software testing is inspection checklist. Friends, in checklist what we do, we make checklist, we write down the points which we have to test while testing the software, and this is known as checklist. Now friends, checklist may contain errors and it may contain the language in which the software has been developed. Now friends, if we have made proper checklist, then it will help us during the testing of software. Now friends, with this I hope that you have understood that what is inspection and what is the use of checklist in testing any software. Friends, now I would like to discuss another point with you regarding software development process cycle. Friends, let us try to understand that what is software development process life cycle. Friends, software development process life cycle includes 4 pages, and these are as under: first one is plan, second one is do, third one is check, and last one is action. So friends, these are the 4 components, these are the 4 points for developing a software, and these are known as software development process cycle. Friends, now I am going to explain each of these points one by one. Now friends, the very first point is plan. Friends, in planning, we devise a plan, we define our objectives, and we determine the strategies and supporting methods which are required to achieve the objective of testing. The next point in software development life cycle is do. In do, friends, whatever plan we have made, we execute that plan, we create the conditions, and we perform the necessary training to execute the plan. If some training is required, we give that training to the testers. Next one point in software testing is checking, and friends, let's try to understand what is the meaning of check. In checking, what we do, whatever results we have got after testing the software, we have that in our hand, and we try to determine whether work is progressing as per the plan or it is not progressing as per the plan. If the work is progressing as per the plan, then it is okay. If it is deviating from the plan, then we note down that and we remove that. Now friends, the last point in software development life cycle is action. Friends, action is required. Why we take action? Because if things are not going as per the plan, then we have to take some action so that testing is performed as per the requirement of the customer. And when to start taking action, the right answer of this is that after testing we have some test results, and we verify these test results, and then we find at what level what action we have to take, and then we take the action. Now friends, I am going to now discuss with you another point, and that point is software quality principles. Now friends, as you all know that quality is very important in any industry, either it is software development industry or it is any organization. If you are not delivering quality products, then the growth of your organization is not bright. So same is here with software industry. If software industry is developing quality product, then the future is bright. Now quality can be defined that the software is meeting the requirement of the customer, then it is a quality software. Another point of quality is that quality has no cost. And friends, quality is basically the solution of a problem. it is not any problem. When we have a quality software, then that means that it is giving the solution to any problem of any organization. Now we are going to discuss that cost of quality. Anything which we do in software industry that has a cost. Now cost of software quality is divided into 3 categories. These are number 1 prevention cost, number 2 appraisal cost, and number 3 failure cost. Now friends, we will define each of the costs one by one. Now number 1 is prevention cost. Friends, prevention cost is basically known as a cost of any software which is there in developing the software from the phase 1, that is from requirement phase, to the last phase of waterfall model. The meaning of this is that from beginning to end, what cost was there was involved in developing the software, that comes into the category of prevention cost. Now friends, the next cost is appraisal cost. Now let us try to understand what is the meaning of appraisal cost. Friends, the meaning of appraisal is that when we are running any organization, when software is working, then we have to do the things so that software works properly. So the amount is spent after the product is built, but before it is shipped to the user, and that is known as appraisal cost. The appraisal cost includes cost of inspection, cost of testing, and cost of reviews. Now friends, the last topic of costing is failure cost. Friends, we all know that if a software is not working, if it is failing, it is not meeting the requirement, then all purpose of development of software is in vain. So failure is very bad for any organization, for any software industry. So friends, failure cost includes the amount which we spend for repairing the software, the cost which is associated with the defects in the software, that also comes in failure cost. And another point in failure cost is that it involves repairing the products, and it also involves that what are the things which we need to repair the software, and all these comes in failure cost. Software development life cycle. Friends, now we are going to develop and define another point in software testing, and that is software development life cycle. Friends, software development life cycle is, in short, is known as SDLC. In software development cycle, we have 6 phases. These are number 1, requirement specification and analysis phase. Second one is design phase. Then we have coding phase. Then we have testing phase. And then we have implementation. And finally we have maintenance. So friends, we have total 6 phases in software development, and let me to define each of the phases one by one. Now the very first one is requirement specification and analysis. Friends, in this phase we talk to the customer, we gather the requirement of the customer, and then accordingly we make a plan to develop the software. The second point is design. Friends, once the requirement is gathered from the customer, the next phase is design. Friends, in design phase, what we do, in design phase, we make the forms, we make the proper design of entire software, and for designing, we need designers in software industry. Next point is coding. Friends, coding, as you all know, coding means writing programs, writing codes. So in coding part, we write codes, we use the services of developers, and these developers, they write code for the software. Friends, next one is testing. Friends, once coding is over, then testing of that software is done, and for testing, friends, we need a skilled tester, and testers are there to test the software. Friends, next one is implementation. Friends, in implementation, after testing, all the errors are removed, and then the software is installed at the residence of customer, and then customers are allowed to use the software. And friends, when customers they use the software, then the actual testing of software is done in the hands of tester. Now, no tester can do 100% testing of a software. So friends, who does 100% testing? 100% testing of any software is done in the hands of customer. Now friends, the last topic in software development life cycle is maintenance. Friends, maintenance means when we are running any software, it may have some problems, and if problem is there, we have to call the developers to fix the problem. And when we are calling the developers, then it involves a cost. So cost which involves for proper running of the software, that comes in the category of maintenance. After discussing software development life cycle, software testing, and other definitions, now we have come to another topic, and that topic is software testing levels. Friends, software testing levels means what are the various levels of testing any software. So friends, software testing levels, they are defined into 4 categories. These are number 1, unit testing, number 2, integration testing, number 3, system testing, and number 4 is acceptance testing. Now friends, we have understood that what are the testing levels. Now we are going to explain each of them one by one. Now friends, let's try to understand what is unit testing. Friends, the most micro scale of testing is known as unit testing. Unit testing is done at the end of developer. Friends, at the time of unit testing, it is basically tested by the developers, and friends, developers, they develop the software, and when they develop the software, they test the software at each and every phases. For example, at requirement phases, they do testing. At coding phases, they do testing. At maintenance phases, they do testing. So this is known as unit testing. Friends, now let's try to understand another topic in testing, and that topic is integration testing. Friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of integration. The term integration means joining the different components. If there are several components, several modules, and then what we do? We combine all these modules and we make them into one. And this process of combining several modules into one is known as integration testing. Friends, in integration testing, we combine different parts and then we make a simple one and single one, and this is known as integration testing. In integration testing, the parts can be made into one, codes of different modules can be combined, and after combination, we test the entire program. Friends, after this, let us try to understand what is system integration testing. Friends, to test the coexistence of products and applications that are required to perform together in the production line and in operational environment, and this is known as system integration. System integration ensures that system releases can be developed in the current environment. System integration also ensures that system functions together, all the components, and it also has the environment which is required to run the software. Friends, the last one is acceptance testing, and friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of acceptance testing. The term acceptance means that a particular software is accepting the commands of user or not. In acceptance testing, we verify that system meets the requirement of the user or not. We also see that system is working as per the plan or not, and we also see that there are some reports which we call acceptance report, and we generate acceptance report and we analyze that report and we find out that this report is meeting how much percent of the user of the customer. If acceptance report fulfills 70 to 80% requirement of the customer, then that is better acceptance report. The software testing life cycle has following phases. These are: number 1, requirement study phase; number 2, test case design and development phase; number 3, test execution phase; number 4, test closure phase; number 5, test process analysis. Now friends, let's try to understand all these points one by one. Now, the point number 1 is requirements study phase. In requirement study phase, we gather the requirements of testing, that what are the testing requirements that we note down in a notebook. Next one is test case design and development. Friends, test cases are basically the tools which we prepare by the expert testers, and these test cases are thrown to the software to find out that software is working as per the plan or not. Next one is test execution. In test execution, whatever test plan, whatever test case has been designed, that is executed by the tester. Friends, next one is test closure, and friends, in test closure, we close the test after all these test cases are completed. And finally friends, the last one is test process analysis. Friends, in test process analysis, we analyze the entire software testing life cycle and we find out lapses, loopholes, if there is any. Now friends, the next definition of this unit is requirements study. Friends, in requirement study, we do following. Number 1, we test that all the cycles, whatever we have made, they are as per the norms or not. Second one is understanding the requirements of the customer and also try to find out that plan of the testing, it has been met or not. Now friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of analysis and planning in software testing. Friends, as the name analysis says, that figure out the problems in testing, and the term planning means we make plan and we execute plan as per the procedure. Now analysis and planning, it has several points. They are test objective and coverage. Next one is overall schedule. Next one is standards and methodologies. Next one is resources required, including necessary training, roles and responsibilities of the team members, and finally the tools used. Friends, I would like to quickly define these points in bullet points. Number 1 is test objective and coverage. In test objective and coverage, we write down objective of testing in neat and clean ways, in clear-cut ways, and coverage mention is that in coverage, what are the parts of software which we are going to test, that we note down. Next one is overall schedule. Friends, overall schedule means what is the testing schedule. At what time we are starting testing, at what time we are ending the testing, and this is known as overall schedule. Overall schedule is also known as entire schedule or testing schedule. Friends, next point in analysis and planning is standards and methodologies. Friends, for standards, we have so many standards, like we have ISO 9001 standard, we have ISO 9002 standard, we have ISO 9005 standards, and we have CMM level 1, CMM level 2, but these are different standards, and we see that our software is following which standard. And friends, the term methodology, the meaning of methodology is what methods we are applying to test the software. Methods are many, but all methods are different and they are used for different types of software. So what type of software is there? What methods we are going to apply? That depends on the nature of the software and working of the software. Next one is, friends, resource required, including necessary training. So friends, in resource required, we note down what are the resources which we require to test the softwares. Resources may be number of manpower, number of skill power, number of developers, number of testers, and then it also includes training. Training means what type of trainings we need to give to our people, to the team, and this is known as resources required and training. And friends, next one is roles and responsibilities of the team members. Friends, let us try to understand what is the meaning of roles and responsibilities of team. Friends, if we have a team, then there are several members. All members, they have to perform different roles. For example, in any software development industry, we have a leader. The role of leader is to lead the entire team. Then we have developer. The role of developer is to write the code. Then we have another person which we call designer. The role of designer is to design various pictures, various forms. And friends, last one but not the least one is tools used. Friends, in tools used, we write down what are the tools which we use to test the software. For example, in MCA 5th semester, we use Firebug tool to find out any error in any coding. Friends, now let's try to understand test case design and development. Friends, test case are very important part of testing, and in test cases what we do, we write the test cases, and test cases, they are written by the expert people. Next one is component identification, then test specification design, then test specification review. So friends, let's try to understand each of the points one by one. Now the first one is component identification. Friends, in component identification, we identify that what are the components of software which needs to be tested. Once components are identified, then only we test only those components. Next one is test specification design. Now friends, test specification design means writing the test cases. For different testing, we have different test cases. Now friends, next one is test specification review. Test specification review means whatever test we have done, we analyze that. If there is some change required, then we do that change, and this is known as test specification review. Now friends, next one is test execution. Friends, as the name suggests, execution means to execute, to do. So test execution means code review. Code review means we see that what are the codes which are written by the software developers, and we review them, we check them, and if we find any errors, we remove them. Next one is test execution and evaluation. Tests are executed and they are evaluated. Next one is performance and simulation. Friends, in performance and simulation, we see that the software which is developed by a developer, what is the performance of that software. If that software is performing 100%, it is okay, and if it is not, what requirements are there, what changes are required to increase the efficiency of software, that we do. And friends, then there is a topic which is known as simulation. The term simulation means using that software in artificial environment, and that is why the term simulation is there. Next one, friends, is test closure. And friends, in test closure, we mentioned that when we are going to close the test, and then friends, we try to find out that what is the test summary report, and then we find out project documentation. Friends, project documentation means we write a document, and in that document we mention all the points one by one. Now friends, the last point of today's discussion is test process analysis. Friends, analysis is done on the reports, and it improves the application of the performance of any software. It may be technology, it may be performance, it may be any component of any software. Friends, with this I would like to conclude today's lecture, and I hope that you have enjoyed my lecture. Thank you.